Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about ADA. So ADA has basically still pushed higher against our trend line, and now the trend line is broken, basically just before breaking above the key 38-cent level. So both wave counts still possible, bullish and bearish. We are taking a look at the longer time frame wave count, and then we take a look at both bullish and bearish options. The situation overall hasn't changed on this chart at all. If you've been watching the videos over the last few days, you were absolutely aware about all the key levels here and the current trend and the potentials. We haven't got a very clear signal that the downtrend is over, even though it could be. The price reacted several times to our long-term support level here at 24 cents on our long-term chart. Important to understand is that as long as the price stays below the 38-cent level, this is technically still a valid wave count with a wave 4 triangle, even though we broke the trend line. But the trend line is not so important in Elliott wave trading and analysis. What's important is that the E wave of the triangle doesn't break above the C wave high. So that's the 38-cent level. I did mention to you before that the 38-cent level is really key. If we break below above that level, then the yellow wave count will most likely be in control, even though we cannot completely rule out the triangle. The triangle is a count in which another bear market low is very likely, more directly. And if it forms another bear market low, this would be the ideal spot to start, okay? This is the ideal place to start, but bear in mind the short-term trend is still up. So we don't want to say, okay, you know, this is definitely what's going to happen. The short-term trend is still up, and as long as the short-term trend is still up, you can't really say that the wave 5 to the downside has started. However, there's a potential from here, okay? There's a potential because, to be honest, this E-wave cannot really go much higher. So it's basically just at the cusp of breaking the triangle. The triangle will get invalidated above 38 cents. Now, we will not be able to rule it out fully because the C wave could be reset. Then we have the D wave later and the E wave. That's a potential that this triangle just extends. But without further evidence, this is just a possibility. Above 38 cents, we definitely want to take the yellow count very seriously. We already take it seriously, as you know, but we want to focus on it much more. And I will then also add a sub-wave count for this. In this structure, we are dealing with a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, 4, 5, and that is basically a lead, or well, not a leading diagonal necessarily. It could be an ending diagonal, which is embedded in a much larger A, B, C structure, which could still lead to another bear market low. I've been mentioning that over the last few days a lot, just to give you a perspective of, okay, what needs to happen to basically rule out another bear market low. Now, you can never really rule it out, but it's a cascade of probabilities. So the more evidence we get that the low is in, the better. Even with this move up, it would simply be a 3-wave move, okay? So what we essentially need to see is to form all 5 waves, 3-wave pullback, hold a higher low in support, and then take off. So this would also be a trade setup. So as always, we need 5 waves up on a decent time frame and 3 waves down. Until then, there is still a risk of a new bear market low. But the risk is always there, you know, welcome to trading. I'm just showing you what we need to see from an analysis point of view to confirm that a bear market low has been established. And that still doesn't rule it out completely, but it gives us confirmation. And confirmation is not certainty, very, very important. Okay, so that means we are watching the 38-cent level now. If that level breaks, it can take us quite quickly to 46.8. And if we break above that, yeah, the triangle is completely invalidated and the yellow wave count clearly in control. And then it will all be about, okay, did we fill in, did we complete the bear market here? And is this a leading diagonal? It's certainly not an impulse, but it can be a diagonal. And do we get a 3-wave pullback? Or is this just a larger ABC structure and we will make a new bear market lows? These will be the 2 scenarios that we're going to watch then, but it's too early for that. First of all, the question is about, okay, is this some kind of a diagonal in yellow, or is it a triangle and we break down from here? I don't see very clear signs that we break down yet, but you know, if it wants to start it from here, that tells you a lot about the risk. We were watching for higher in the last few days, higher prices, and we've arrived at a key pivot point. So sometimes when we arrive at these key pivots, it's worth, you know, just taking a step back, letting the market decide, and then waiting for the next interesting setup. I mean, this is even, you know, some of you might have shorted above, you know, the 38-cent level was very well-known resistance level here that we talked about. But let's see. I mean, for now, you can see we just have a bit of a reaction here to the downside, but it just doesn't give me enough yet to say that we are coming down. We could start to track the 5th wave to the downside. I don't really believe it yet. It would have to be a 5-wave move, so it would unfold in 5 waves. But I might start to track it if I see 5 waves down, 3 waves up. That would be an interesting setup for lower. For now, I only see very limited price structure here that doesn't give me much information. And it could still push higher once. So, I mean, one more extension higher is possible against 34.3 cents in the current structure, in which I can still count that as a wave 4, even though I don't really believe that anymore. So I'm not very confident about this count, but it could still give us another extension higher because the 50% level is holding. Below that level, I think we need to look at something more bearish. The question is what it is. There's nothing that I can give you with high probability on this time frame. It could, for example, be an A, B, C structure. And if I see that, then I will offer support for a move higher. Because let me go back to the longer time frame chart. If this is the yellow count, which is playing out, then the yellow 3rd wave should also unfold as an ABC structure. So it could be an A wave, B wave, C wave in wave 3. So, and then, this would be the next possible setup for a long trade. Basically, when we see the first deeper pullback, what we see at the moment is just not enough to say, okay, we have a large corrective pullback. We just don't have enough price data for that yet. Okay, could this already be all of wave 3? I mean, is this, no, not yet, because we haven't come high enough. We need to get above the high of wave 1. So again, we need to move above 38 cents and then ideally reach at the minimum the 1-to-1 ratio level, the 100% extension. That would be at 41.3 cents, but more ideally, the 1.236 at 47 cents. If we reach that level, then I'm happy to call it maybe wave 3, but I would prefer to see a more pronounced ABC structure in wave 3. But I'll keep you updated. So that means we've arrived at a key pivot now, a key resistance level where the triangle could get invalidated as it is. And where the bulls need to show if they want to follow the yellow count, again, which would be short-term bullish, but not long-term clearly bullish. But we need the 5 waves up in yellow to consider something more long-term bullish that the bear market low is already in. We're tracking primarily the uptrend anyway, as you know, because of the overall uptrend in the crypto market. But yeah, we just need a bit more price data. So I guess in the next update, I will be able to give you a bit more insights. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.